Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I definitely think we need to talk about this book. Now, this is Joker War Collateral Damage, but it's also the final issue of Batgirl, and this is written by Cecil Castellucci. Now, if that name sounds vaguely familiar, it is because she absolutely destroyed the female Furies. Not just wrote it badly. She absolutely obliterated any continuity that was originally established by Jack Kirby. She made them all seem absolutely terrible. And really, I'm starting to wonder if Cecil Castellucci hates women. The way she writes women is terrible. And what's so disappointing about this issue is I actually had begun to like this. So I picked it up when it came to the Joker War tie-in. And I was like, wow, this was the best of the week. It was so good. I'm going to continue it. I'm going to give, and I had stopped, because she was writing it. I don't care for her writing. Well, I started to like it. A lot of her elements that were in the book were stolen from other established storylines. She stole from Gail Simone run. She stole from different things, but it kind of worked, right? We already had established, that James Jr. was psychotic, but she made it in a little bit of a different way where I was liking it. It took you less than 5 issues, Cecil, less than 5 issues to absolutely, unequivocally destroy Barbara Gordon. Now, I have seen reviews kind of both ways when it comes to this, not liking how much ideology she put in, and that I actually do understand. I get it. My problem isn't even the ideology that's put in here, because I think, she's obviously a far left fringeist person, right? I think that there's somewhere in between of, there's some nuance in there as to not liking it for the ideology. It's so much more than that. It is so much more than that. She immediately makes it so Jim Gordon blames himself for his son's death, and we're supposed to feel bad for him, right? Of course you are. His son, and I want you to remember this, his son just died, okay? His son died. Now, obviously, that is also Barbara Gordon's brother. So there is pain, but just different receptacles, right? Different ways, kind of that, death affects both different parties. So, obviously, we have the funeral here. Now, he's saying, I hope you never have to feel that pain. He's saying, that's my son. I hope you never have to feel that pain of losing a child. And she just immediately, I'm hurting too, Dad. Yeah, we're going to read it in that ridiculous voice too. But this immediately goes on to, she wanted to go back to, a place that they had good memories. They wanted to order a milkshake, have kind of a little family bonding, and it gets so much worse. So we have Barbara Gordon here, kind of, right? It is, but she's absolutely not the character I grew up with. I've read for years and years and years and years. So, Jim, he's upset. His son just died. He thinks, for a little bit of background, that Batgirl killed his son. That's very important. And instead of being sympathetic, empathetic, whichever one applies there, I forget, instead of having any compassion for her father, she is mad that, he doesn't think the same way that she does. Do you get where we're going? We've talked about this leftist extremism and how they are absolutely totalitarian with their views. You either think like them or, my God, you are the worst person ever. Well, apparently, that is Jim Gordon. Scorched earth policy isn't going to be helpful. Of course. That's not what he's saying. He's venting. His son just died. Are you kidding me? She tells her dad within a few minutes, I'm assuming, because they got their milkshakes, but they still obviously had food, to shut up. Yep. Barbara Gordon tells her father to shut up. What I think this is kind of doing here is, this is Cecil Castellucci's last issue. I think she didn't care. I think she was going to push her extremism in this book, whether she thought she was coming back at DC or not, because I don't think she probably is. They're really toning it down, the writers, and she doesn't, how do I say this nicely? She won't get it on merit. Let's just go with that. Now, there is some stuff I can stand by her, but it's just basic bitch stuff, right? She does nothing new. She does nothing creative. So let's talk about the book. So, let's talk about how terrible she is, right? Like, you just want to... All she cares about the entire time her dad is hurting is Gotham. Okay, fine, you're a hero. I get you care about Gotham, I do. But she leaves him with his dinner in the diner. Yep, she leaves him. So she starts, we have this inner monologue about a chance for a new story. She wants something better, the death of an era, right? So we see in the background. And I did post this on my community post a week back or so, but... they're bringing down superheroes. It's time to re-examine our heroes. We definitely need better ones that are going to constantly victimize everybody, right? And that's what we're going to get into. But we see this protest, right? Over the gentrification of these neighborhoods. Yep, I get gentrification works and doesn't work all at the same time. There's pros, there's cons, but she won't admit to that, right? She won't admit that there's anything positive. There is a displacement on the lower class when it happens. Sometimes, if they do it incorrectly, it is also rebuilt and remade. So there is pros and cons, but no. If you didn't know that beforehand, you definitely will think it is the worst thing ever. So she says, I became Batgirl on a whim. No, you didn't, but that's regardless. And she wants to do some real good. Now we see this violent extremism that we've seen in our city streets for so long now. Now, she works for Congressman Alejo. That is her kind of day job, right? And she thinks she is going to do change with this woman. And this is kind of the introduction where people have been talking about, where we get to see Ryan Wilder in the comics, right? And literally as this person is getting handcuffed, she's like, these people put themselves on the line too. Really? By stealing Nike shoes and TVs? Sure, honey, sure. But, so, we go. And she wants her two lives to intersect. I love the way she just puts those things in here like we're fucking stupid. But even so, we get to see Ryan Wilder for the first time. And that's all good. Ryan is not happy with Congressman Alejo. She is not, they knew each other previously. I guess so. And she told her, she doesn't move. She's going to end up going in jail. So Ryan throws her stuff in, flips her off, and goes on about her day. But we see, and I'm not going to go through this very, with a fine-tooth comb this part, but it's basically her and her boyfriend. She's a bitch, and they're having a conversation, and she's doing nothing but gaslighting him and being rude. And she wants forgiveness, and she says she's sorry, but she can't actually say I'm Batgirl. Same with her dad, and it's just, there's nothing sweet about it. She chooses Batgirl over him, which I understand. I get all of that. I do. But the honesty goes a long way. This is where I want to talk about. She is absolutely the biggest, see you next Tuesday, I have ever seen Babs written as. She's like, oh my God, I took my mask off. Ooh, you are edgy, honey. Absolutely beyond edgy. You took your mask off to 4 people or 3 other people that knew who you were. Okay. So, she's talking about money, right? And Batman has been defunded. I thought he was going to be poor. I guess I was under the assumption. But this gives us kind of the idea that he's still a millionaire. So, okay. He's just not a billionaire, right? Oh my God. These people with the billionaires. They fucking hate anybody that has more than they do. Work for a living. Earn your way up. And she is mad that his son and his prodigal son, his adopted son, whatever you want to say, get money. Of course they do. Of course they fucking do. They are superheroes. How would you like them to make money? Like, really, how would you like that to work? She's pissed. She says a bad word. Again, we're gonna get super edgy here. So, she keeps asking him over and over and over about, oh my God, you didn't donate to enough. Like, you donated to charity, but my God, it is not good enough for me. And she keeps going on about, homelessness and everything else. And talking about these people, right? And all of these people, all their mom and pop stores are getting bought up. Remember, when you buy something, you pay money for it, right? But now they're homeless. Where did all their money go that they bought, that their store was bought up from? It doesn't make any sense. Cecil Castellucci has no common sense. And unfortunately, she's made it so neither does Barbara. Barbara usually has enough common sense. It's nearly $1. But not now. She's so rude. Now, everything that's happened with Nightwing, for almost 2 years, he has been Rick Grayson. He was, shot by KG Beast. That's a long, long ways back. And he just got his memories back literally less than 2 weeks ago, I would say, when Joker War finally picked up. And then in Nightwing 75, he did, finally have his first epic comeback as Nightwing in that book. And she's going around him. She's like, you have to earn it. She's like, I'm glad you got your memories back. But, you have to earn the way that I am going to treat you. You have to earn my friendship again. Excuse me, bitch, what? Like, really? You guys were lovers at one time. He lost it. And then, in the most, what's a nice way to put this? There isn't one. In the most bitchy way possible, she brings up B and she's like, I bet B wouldn't like the way you're talking to me right now. He's being nice. Like this, I feel like this is Cecil Castellucci's actual personality coming through because it is so terrible. I would slap this girl if she was right in front of me. Like, I understand at this point, if this was really how Babs was, why she wouldn't have any friends. So she goes throughout the city and she helps people that need it. And she still feels like she's really not doing enough, right? She feels like she's not, like, she's literally helping this woman with her, that guy was about to rape, really? Like, okay, all right, you do you. But, so we're going to get to this character right here. Is Virus. Yeah, we're going to get to her. She goes on and she says, viruses lay dormant until circumstances cause the computer or the body to execute its code. So if any computers in the GCPD get infected, this cuts it off. And then she talks to this woman and says, I expect to see you get your flu shot at the health fair at Alejo's Holding, inoculating all systems so they can withstand an attack from unknown invaders. Really? We know you're not talking about a fucking computer. No, I've never gotten a flu shot and I never will. There's certain things. Flu shot is baked basically in eggs. There's a lot of people that have allergies to it. Stop pushing your politics through the GCPD computer. So it's absolutely ridiculous. But she does go home. We basically have her saying, I'm sorry as Batgirl to her boyfriend because she's too chicken shit to say it as Barbara Gordon, right? It's ridiculous. And then she's like, all better. We're all better now, guys. So here we go. Now she is giving out permits for protests to block 2 blocks of traffic, right? And that's all well and good if these protests were doing something besides looting and ruining people's life, murdering people, burning down buildings. I read a story today, I'm not kidding you. A black woman rebuilt twice. Twice she rebuilt. She gave up her home. She sold her home. She went through and actually gave up everything for this business. And they don't care. They sold everything within minutes. No, these are terrible people. These are garbage human beings. Anyway, so she talks about affordable housing and everything else. And she goes, this girl's mad. She's playing ball with the system, and she's like, how dare you? How can you do that? How dare you play ball? So they get a rock thrown, right? Because of all the protesters are super peaceful, but even you obviously know they're not. So we have Barbara go out here with the people, because we the people are going to do this, and it is going to be great, and everything is going to be wonderful. Notice here the type, whatever, the lettering here, okay? So I want to show you something that I noticed. That matches all throughout the book. And this Whose City, Our City does not match. And she takes that from somebody. Where does she take that from? Down here. She takes it right here. And it doesn't match. None of the lettering matches the rest of the book. I have a feeling that definitely probably said something about Black Lives Matter. That's just my guess. And they edited it out. See, we've got this. It's different. And now this is, I don't know. I could be wrong. That could be looking into it too much. But even so, all of these awesome protesters that are, peacefully protesting. She even gets her father. Oh my God. She changes Jim Gordon's mind, and we're going to we the people this motherfucker. What? I just see no gentrification. It's yeah. So I don't know. I think it's bullshit. But even so, they basically got him to join. And then, the whole world is super great, and she's helping people by being Batgirl and Barbara Gordon now, because we all wear masks, metaphorical masks, and now I can take my, shut up. Just shut up. So that's the end of the actual run, but these two side stories we have to talk about, because I showed you the little, rape scene earlier. It's gonna get worse. Cecil Castellucci has a kink, and she is putting it into these books. I'm just saying. Okay, so she talks about a typical day as Batwoman. And I was listening earlier to Zach's video about reviewing this, right? And a lot of times, I like his channel. I love his channel. One of my favorites. But a lot of times we disagree on stuff. Hey, guess what? That's fucking normal. I actually kind of disagree with him on this one. And see, here's the thing. People are going to get upset that I said this, but here we go. You don't know what it's like to be a girl. A lot of times you do feel thrown to the side, ignored. A lot of times you do feel like nobody knows your name, but so do men. That's the thing. We both know those struggles, just in a different way. Sometimes you do feel, like you don't matter. Sometimes you do feel like all of the people around you don't care. That's going to happen whether you're 1, 11, 21, or my age. It's going to happen. And unfortunately, as a girl, you have to demand respect. That's what you do. And I would say Babs has originally demanded, and now she has more than earned it. She absolutely has earned it. But, saying I work twice as hard to pitch in every crisis, but where's my rogues gallery? I get that feeling. I get it. I get it. I mean, she is being a little entitled there, but sometimes we do have to work twice as hard. I know people are going to be mad I said that, but it's true. Sometimes I feel like I have to work twice as hard as anybody, whether it's in my field or online or anything, just to get ahead. That's a normal girl thing. You feel pushed to the side, but everyone can empathize with you on that point at some point in their life, whether it's about gender or anything else. We all know what it feels like to be the last person, to be the first person there in the morning and the last person to leave and still never get ahead. And that's why people, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about that. Yeah, so we have Supergirl show up here. After, she goes through, and Supergirl ends up taking the lead and saying, you know what? Well, it's not my problem now. I can get back to more important things in her life, which is her. And she does. So we got to talk about this, because this bad guy here is virus. Yep. You don't listen. I infect you. This is literally about coronavirus. Yep. Yeah, it's the dumbest thing ever. Virus is infecting everything and making everything go down. And she put here, Mom, the internet is down. I can't go to school. Please, please, please tell us how you really feel about children returning to school. Come on. Really? Fucking ridiculous. Don't put your ideology into this so heavily. This is not Batgirl. That's what's so frustrating about it. So she ignores all the mansplaining and meanie heads that are bugging her, and she does her own thing. And see here, it's virus. Yeah, virus. Get it? Da-da, chink. Not funny. Anyways, so she basically finds out who this virus is. And they go through and they go to the thing, and this is Virus. Oh my god, did you know she even has a mask on? Oh, super creative there, Cecil. So she goes through and sees all of the stuff she has, and she talks about being biological. Here's the thing about the virus: biological or electronic. It's that it can't live without a host. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Also, you remember every time you went to the doctor and they said it's just the flu. You can't take an antibiotic for flu, but everybody's all about those inoculations. Come on now. Quit playing with it. Anyway, so, she's like, I don't know, what she's up to. All of these people are saying things to her, and she's like, I'm gonna fight my own fight. I'm gonna stay in my story. That's great. You didn't need all of the ideology in there. I actually would have been behind this story about feeling second best 100%. Because I get it. I do. But the rest of it, nah. So this is just a quick story. Dumb, but quick. So they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? And they're all different people. By the way, apparently Cassandra Cain talks your ear off now. Hey, oh, wait, no. She doesn't. That's just because Cecil doesn't know these characters. That makes more sense. So anyways, we've got Black Canary, Spoiler, Orphan, and Huntress. And they're all playing their little game, having fun. The only thing I would say that really lacked here is the fact that she didn't make any of them feel like a separate character. And whether it was through their dialogue or their actions, all of them felt very interchangeable. And that you can't do that. Not even with a short story. You just can't. So they all get a call, right? And their smart idea here, or rather Bab's smart idea here, is to stay in character. I like this story too. I like the idea of this story too. If you have the right, ability to make your character separate, and if you have the right story as to what they're going to do, they're going to stay in character. They're going to stay in character to save children that are being trafficked. You are a garbage human being. Let me say this real clear, Cecil, and I know you will never, ever hear this, but the way you portray women, whether it is in here or female furies, you portray them like we are weaklings only made for sex. You portray women like they don't matter. Because they're always going to be second best. You don't show strong women. You don't show what it's like to demand respect or demand actual integrity compared to the next person. You show women as objects. Congratulations. What you tried to avoid, you made us look 10 times worse. 10 times worse. And this is only in 50 pages. You made us look like victims, like we were some damsel in distress that needed the next man to pick us up. Shut the fuck up and write men or something, because your skill's gone. If you had it, it's gone. But it is really irritating to have a depiction of a strong female be a cunt and be a sex object. Like, thank you, Cecil. You are an idiot. It's plain and simple. You don't know how to write. DC, I am not some fringe crazy person. I buy your books weekly. Listen to me. Women don't want to be portrayed as weak little bitches. They don't. They don't want to be portrayed as very interchangeable. They don't want to be portrayed like nothing matters except for their pussy. Fucking knock it off with this shit. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, apparently child trafficking doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna play funsies, right? We're just gonna have fun. So that's all I have to say. That's the end of it, basically. Like, they go back and they're like, oh, we did it. We are so brave and stunning. Slay. Fucking ridiculous. I've been doing this for 2.5 years. This is the worst book I've ever read. Worst book I've been read probably in a really long time. I can't say how long, but it's the worst book I've ever actually reviewed on this channel. Congratulations, Cecil. You got the Dunce fucking award. My God. Okay, so I'll stop bitching, but thank God that was the last issue. So let me know, of course, what you guys think. There was a lot of great books this week. I'm not trying to say that at all. This was just, I had to talk about it. I was never so fucking disappointed in a character in a comic book in a really long time. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content, and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.